What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie and welcome back to the channel. And I'm super excited to share something special with you today. I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year I did a video showing people how to install Minecraft manually on Ubuntu server 22.04. Well, it turned out to be quite popular and I've been listening to you guys' feedback and this prompted me to automate the whole process. So that's what I want to show you guys today. Now, a lot of you found the manual process a bit challenging, and I totally get it. Working with the command line can be intimidating at first, but I went ahead and put my tech hat on and created an awesome solution to make your life easier. So today I'm going to walk you through the script I've developed that automates the entire Minecraft server installation process on Linux. This is all about saving time and making things more accessible, especially for those new to Linux and anyone who found the manual process a bit daunting. So let's get to it. Before we move forward, I wanted to give a quick shout out to CIQ, the official partner of Rocky Linux. Rocky Linux is a Linux distribution that is intended to be a downstream complete binary compatible release using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system source code. The project is led by Gregory Kurtzer, who was the founder of the CentOS project. So check out Rocky Linux at ciq.co. Alright, so I'm at my GitHub page. I actually named this application MCSLI, and that stands for Minecraft Server Linux Installer. And if you look at the repository, it's really just 3 files. It has a README, which is the total description, which I'm gonna go walk through everything that the script does. And then a license, it's a MIT license, meaning that you can grab it and do whatever you want. So feel free to modify it in any way you want to. And then the actual shell script. And I made the shell script executable so it'll be easier for you guys. All you guys have to do is download it and run the script essentially, and it'll go through the process of installing all the dependencies and getting Minecraft set up. It also creates a service for you guys, and I'll show you guys all that once we get into the script. I'll go through and walk you guys through it. But this is the readme.markdown file, which explains everything, and it says this script is designed to automate the installation and setup of Minecraft server on Ubuntu server 22.04. Now, one thing I want to point out that I only tested this on Ubuntu server 22.04. I'm sure it'll work on Ubuntu server 20.04 as well as probably 18. I'm not 100% sure about 18, but I know for sure 20.04 as well. And this is why I decided to just keep using the long-term supported release of Java 17. But if we go back up here, it says it simplifies the process of getting Minecraft server up and running by executing a series of commands to install necessary packages, configure the server, and set up a systemd service for easy management. And then here are the features. Like I said, it automatically adds Java 17. It also open ports, and I only included this in case you guys have your firewall turned on. When you install Ubuntu 22.04 by default, it doesn't come with the firewall turned on at all. So all I did was automatically open up the ports for Minecraft as well as open SSH, and if you don't turn on your firewall, then those ports would still be open regardless. But if you had the firewall turned on, and that's the reason why I added this to the script, is in case you have the firewall on, it'll open up the ports for Minecraft and you can automatically connect to it. And if you look at the script, that's another thing you might want to do after this is turn on the firewall. I recommend you guys turn that on anyway. I just didn't want to turn it on for you guys. I want you guys to decide what you wanted to do as far as the firewall. Now, one thing it'll do is download the Minecraft server jar file, and this is statically set in the script. That's one issue I had, and if someone has a solution for me to help me with getting a link that will constantly update because on Minecraft's website it's a little weird the way they have it set up. They don't have it to where you can look at the repository and actually look at the files within the repository of the link. It's just a straightforward link to that one jar file, and it's named server.jar. And it's not tied to any version, you know, it's just whatever version they put up there to that link, that's the version that it is. And they update it on the site. And so one thing I'll have to do is go in and update that link as they release new jars for Minecraft. Now moving on, it automatically accepts the Minecraft EULA And you guys probably have seen that in a manual process where you have to go into a particular file and just change one word from false to true, and that'll accept the EULA of Minecraft. And so the script handles that. And it also changes ownership and file permissions, and this is mainly for security of the location of those files. One thing the script will do is use the root account on the server for the actual files. It stores it in the opt Minecraft directory, and it's owned by roots. And I also make permission changes and ownership changes just to make sure it keeps that consistent user account no matter who installs the script. Now, like I said, it'll create a systemd service for the Minecraft server for easily starting, stopping, and restarting. So that's an easy way of managing the server versus installing screen and then running that in a screen, like in my original video where I show you guys you can run it and then detach from that screen and leave it up and running that way. Systemd services will be a whole lot easier, so I generate one for Minecraft. That way you guys can start and stop it just using the sudo systemctl command. And also at the end of the script, I provide instructions on how to actually access the server once it's fully set up. So now here's the instructions for using the script. It's very simple to do. All you have to do is git clone the repository, then cd into that repository, and then run the installation script. It's really straightforward. It's gonna go through and install all the dependencies as well as set up the server and set up the systemd command. Now the last step, which I didn't want to automatically start the server for you guys. I want you guys to at least know how to do it. So manually start the Minecraft server. So it'll create everything for you, but you need to start the server after that. And I'll show you guys that once we run the script. And then here's some important notes. So that's pretty much it on the README. So let's go through and get it installed. All right, so I'm connected to my Ubuntu 22.04 server. So all we have to do is type sudo apt update, and this is something that I always recommend you guys do before installing any new piece of software. So sudo apt upgrade and then -y, press enter. And this is just normal maintenance that you should do on your server anyway, is update all your packages. Now while this is going right here, let's talk about the prerequisites. So you need a Ubuntu server with at least 22.04 or 20.04 set up and ready to go. And if you're not sure how to do that, just check out some of my other videos where I cover the basics of setting up a Linux server. And you'll also need a stable internet connection connected to this server so it can download the necessary packages and the Minecraft server file. All right, so it looks like it's done. All it's doing is asking me to restart a couple services that I think is crying SSH, and we're good to go. So the server is fully up to date. And so let's go back over to our website right fast so we can grab the script. And like I said, this is all you got to do. So you can copy what you need. So git clone, this is basically cloning this directory right here with the script. So we can just switch back over to our terminal and then paste that in there. And like I said, it's just git clone, and you want to make sure you got git installed on the server as well. I'm sure it does. I think it comes default on Ubuntu servers, but because I never had a problem, at least in these newer versions, of with git not being installed. All right, so we're done with that. So it actually cloned our directory, and then I'm gonna ls this directory so you guys can see, but you'll see that directory in there. All you have to do is cd to this directory. So mc sli, press enter, and then let's ls this directory, and you'll see those 3 files that are in the repository on my site. And now let's go back over to the website because I'm gonna show you guys the actual command to run it. So you have to use sudo and then sha and then the actual install script. So let's copy that and switch back over to our terminal and drop that in there and press enter. It typically asks you for your sudo password, but since we just ran updates, you know, it's a timeout period between you last running sudo as a command and authenticating. So it's going through the full process. Like I said, it's going to add the Java PPA, and then it's going to grab the jar file, put it in its right location, make changes to permissions, and then also after that it'll create the service and get everything set up for you. So we'll wait for this to finish. It doesn't take too long. I'm just kind of talking so it'll stay up so you guys can see what's happening and how long it'll take. It the longest part is actually installing Java. You know what I'm saying? Java is like the longest step because the application application is kind of big or whatever. And so it just finished Java, and this is my first time seeing this. It didn't pop up in any of my testing. I'm not gonna restore any of these services. It says right now which services should be restored. The daemons using outdated library. So there may have been an update that required a reboot of the system. That's probably why it's showing this now. So I'm gonna skip that, and it's gonna continue on with the script. We'll get it, you know what I'm saying? That's just something you may have to do. But when I was testing this, I didn't have any pop-ups or anything. I think it's mainly because I updated the server. All right, and so that's pretty much it. It took about maybe 3 minutes or so to do everything. But one thing I want to write into the script is some information that you need to do at the end of it. It basically breaks out the server properties. Where you can find it, it's under the opt Minecraft server, Minecraft directory. And if you want to change your preferences to that, that's why I didn't start the service as well, because I wanted people to have the opportunity to go in and make changes to this if they want to make the server a little bit different as far as the properties go. And it's just basically gives you the commands to actually start it. So sudo systemctl start Minecraft server. And one thing it does enable the Minecraft service. So each time you reboot the server, your Minecraft server will be up and running. And one thing it does is find out what your IP address is, and it puts it here so you guys can know what link to go to. So that is the actual server address. So all you have to do is once the script runs and you start the service, this is the IP address you want to go to. It's the IP address of the server, and it's recommended that you set a static IP address. So whenever it changes, because that happens frequently with dynamic IP addresses, you may have a different IP address and you probably can't connect to your server and you're trying to figure out why. So you want to set this static, and I have a video on my channel showing you how to set a static IP address on Ubuntu 22.04. And that's pretty much it. So let's cd out of this directory, and what I'm gonna do is just go down and start the server so you guys can see. So let's go sudo systemctl, and let's actually just check the status. I want to show you guys the actual service itself. So as you can see, it's loaded, it's enabled as well, so that lets you know it'll start up every time we reboot the server. So all we got to do is run start. So sudo systemctl start, then minecraft.service, press enter, and then we can check the status again, and you'll see it starting up. You'll see it says starting Minecraft server, you know, and it'll go through that full process of actually starting it, and we can check it. Just keep checking the status. You'll see it. It'll start loading the world or setting up the environment, loading the world and all that stuff. So you'll see it pop up in the logs. Yeah, there we go. Preparing level world, the port number, starting Minecraft server on this port, which is default port for Minecraft servers, generating key pairs and all that good stuff. And so it's one last thing I want to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys the script all together. So let's just go back to my GitHub page, because we're pretty much done. The server will run, and let's just go to the install.sha. I'm gonna just walk you guys through a little bit of it right fast, just kind of show you guys. So this is the process, and everything is documented. You'll see it. So this is where it's adding the PPA for Java, updating the system, then installing Java 17JRE headless. It's gonna open up ports, and this is mainly why I want to show you guys this. It'll open up these two ports, which is default for Minecraft server, and then open SSH. And the only reason I do that, because in case you're doing this in the cloud, the main way people connect to those cloud servers is via open SSH. Most of the time they have that port open, but if this is a new server you're building, you want to make sure you open up that port. And most people don't think about it, or they may forget about it. And then if you turn on the firewall without open SSH port being opened, you can lose access to that server. And then this defines the Minecraft server directory. So all you gotta do is look in that directory, you'll see all your Minecraft server files, even to where you can add like admins to the Minecraft server. I think it uses a JSON file. You can find all of that in the opt Minecraft directory. Now, one other thing I want to show you guys is the jar file. Like I said, this link will change every time they come out with a new release of Minecraft. And what it is this right here. You don't know what this is gonna be. It's always going to be server.jar. It's always going to be, you know, this, what I actually changed this link from previously. It used to be manjo.com something. Now it's piston-data.manjang.com. So this changed a little bit, but this right here is always random. And so I was having a tough time trying to figure out, how to get the version or get the link or keep the link updated. This changes every single time, which I understand why they do it that way. They make it very hard for people to automate the process of getting a new jar, but I might search around, see if it's API or if someone else knows how to do it, or if it's another link I can get to. And that's the thing, I try not to trust links outside of the people that actually manage the application. I know you can go to like some of these other websites that have the server jar, and essentially all they do is download the jar and then host it on their sites, and they have better links that you can download, but I don't really trust that, you know what I'm saying, too much. I don't feel comfortable putting that into a script and giving it to the world, and people may get some bad software by using my script. And that's pretty much it. It kind of walks through, is documented like for everything, but this is the full script. You guys can check it out at your leisure if you want to. Like I said, it's free and open source. I had a link down in the description of the video so you can get to my GitHub page and go down and store this project, share it with others that may be interested in installing a Minecraft server. And like I said earlier, you can do this in the cloud. It's super simple. It's the same exact thing in the cloud. Just set up a Ubuntu 22.04, and then one thing I'll do in the README, you guys will start seeing me test it on other distros. I know the next one I'm gonna do is Debian, which shouldn't require much changes to the script. It should work there, but until you see it on here, I've tested it there, I wouldn't try it on that distro. So don't take this script and try to run it in Arch or some custom Arch distro that you got, because it probably won't work and you'll probably run into issues. And that wraps everything up. I hope this video saves you time and makes setting up your Minecraft server a piece of cake. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more Linux and tech content. As always, keep it techie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.